A Texas woman was out of town taking care of a family member when squatters moved into her house, trashed the place, stole her personal property and sold it, and then turned her place into a drug den. I'm Tony, and this is Real Estate Investing and Landlord News. Alright, so I have another interesting article for you today, and it's about squatters. And you know what? I like to talk about this subject a lot because, you know what, as landlords, we are going to have to deal with squatters eventually. Be it a actual person who just breaks into the house and, you know, just tries to take possession of it, or be it a tenant who isn't paying us rent. I consider them to be equivalent. The same thing. So in my opinion, we need to change the laws as soon as possible in order to make sure that people don't get taken advantage of and don't have to go through a slow, tedious eviction process to get rid of these criminals. Okay, these people are criminals. If you go into a property and trash the place, if you intentionally are, you know, committing fraud in order to stay in a property for a long period of time without paying any rent, guess what? You are a criminal. And I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be sympathetic. I'm not going to say anything else. And you know what? They're doing the right thing in the state of Florida by changing the law to charge these people as the criminals that they are. And now more states are looking at changing the laws so that we can get rid of these people and charge them with the crimes they are committing. You know, things like trespassing, breaking and entering, property damage, fraud, theft, etc., etc., etc. There are 1,000 laws already on the books, and it doesn't take any investigative work to figure out that these people are scammers. None. Yet the police, they do nothing. You know, why? Because you know what? I can't say I blame them. They would be held liable if the law doesn't back them up. So they have to do what they have to do. But what I want to do is change that law so that it does back up the police. It does allow the landlords and the property owners to be able to say, hey, this person has no right to be here. Please remove them, okay? And you know what? Somebody said I did a really good analogy the other day in one of my videos because I was talking about renting a car. And I didn't even think about, but this is a perfect example, right? So I want you to imagine somebody, takes a car, right? Steals a car. And the police pull this person over and the person busts out a rental agreement that they just made up on their laptop, right? And it says, see, I'm a renter. I'm renting this car. I didn't steal it. No. This logic only works when it comes to housing, oddly enough. Any other place you would easily be able to prove that, hey, this person is a thief or this person is a fraudster or a scam artist and get that person arrested. But when it comes to housing, oh, no, you need to go through civil eviction process. Yes, that could take months or years or whatever, depending on what state you're in. But we can't take your word for it as the rightful owner. No, you might be lying. Idiotic. Anyway, before I get into the article, go ahead, hit the like, subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and let me know what you think. So here's a good question for you, right? Have you ever heard of a situation where a person was not squatting, but the landlord had tried to remove the person claiming that they weren't a tenant? Okay? That's the reason why a lot of these squatting laws are in place that make us go through the civil eviction process, right? Where are the case studies for this? What was the cause for these laws being passed? I can't recall ever hearing about a situation like that happening. So why are these laws in place? In my mind, these laws are in place because tenant rights groups, right? They were pushing for more tenant rights, and they put these laws in place not thinking of the unintended consequences for the property owners. Okay, so anyway, let me get into this article, see what it says. This article is coming from foxnews.com, and it says, Texas woman shares nightmare tale of trying to evict a squatter who destroyed home and sold belongings. A Dallas area woman is documenting her nightmare experience after a squatter allegedly trashed her home and sold her belongings while she was taking care of a family member in another state. Terry Boyette shared how squatters took over her home last year while she was in Florida caring for her sick mother in videos that recently went viral on social media. When she tried to report the break-in to law enforcement, she was told squatters' rights laws protected the tenant because he had been there over 10 days and had to go through the eviction process. You know, and when we're talking about this lady here, and this story, from what it sounds like, is this is the home she lives in. She is not a landlord, okay? This is a regular homeowner who just happened to be out of town, and a squatter, so seeing that, you know, nobody was in the home at the time, moved herself in and basically trashed the place, completely trashed the place, sold her personal belongings. I mean, imagine coming home and finding out that somebody's broken into your house, sold your belongings, and the police refused to arrest them. That is insane. Insane, okay? The law makes absolutely no sense. So, yeah, this is the kind of thing we need to change ASAP. In her Tik Tok post, she shared the frustrating months-long process it took to legally evict the inhabitant. After gaining access to her home again on March 20th, she discovered most of her furniture and appliances had been stolen or damaged beyond repair. In a video shared with her social media followers, Boyette walked through her home, revealing how the squatter had wrecked the house and left piles of trash, clothes, and rotting food. She told the New York Post the person also left crack pipes in her oven and needles in a drawer, turning her home into a drug den. A neighbor informed her the squatter even sold some of her belongings online and in a garage sale. Yeah, so yeah, this is just, it's criminal. It's absolute criminal. I can't believe that, you know, I can't believe that the police would do nothing, okay? And we're not talking, like that's the other point I want to mention, right? We're not talking about a state like New York or California. This is Texas. Texas, okay? Texas is known as being one of the states where, you know, people's property rights are the strongest, yet here these landlords, these property owners are falling under the same problems that they are having in those far left-leaning places. So, yeah, these laws, they got to change. They got to change. I know this is kind of a short video, but, you know, there's not much more to say in this case.